Hello, star children, chosen test subjects, guinea pigs. You know what I mean. But if you are suffering like myself for the past 4 years or maybe number of years, you understand what I'm trying to convey here. The message behind this. I'm trying to use humor to deliver this message, but I'm just kind of quite annoyed. The way they manipulate and the way they harass, the way they target is kind of demeaning and inhumane. Like last night, they attacked me, in my gum area, and 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 I was excruciating pain, pretty much like this side and underneath. I don't have no idea. I'm pretty sure they've either nanotech or parasites, energy parasites that what I have dealt with in the past that caused me all this pain, and they use this Freudian tactics that to manipulate you, to harass you, to hurt you, and they come in your dream, in the artificial dream, and pretty much tell you you're trying to hurt your, they're trying to hurt you, and you're trying to cover up how you feel. And if you are in pain, I don't know whatnot. I was in pain, but I just didn't try to show it. But pretty much they showed me in a dream. They said, we know you're in pain. You're trying to hide it because you actually could scan your body and you can see all the problem area and the pain and stuff like that. And it was, they want to cause a specific pain in a specific area. They could do that. And they perfected evil. So what I want to advise all the star children, target individuals, do not feed this system your life force. Do not feed this system your energy, your creative idea, your inventions. And if you're like someone like myself who's very creative and inventive, who had his intellectual property stolen from him, and by you giving this system your creative idea or invention, you keeping this system alive by funding the system to harass you, to target you, and to do all those horrible things to you, because you're actually giving them all these ideas and inventions that they can generate money from all the time. And so try to get your mind out of that mind state where you want to be creative. First, what they do is they cut, they take you from a job market. You're unemployed, and that all by design. Basically, they want you to start when you are jobless. You start thinking about ways of making money. When you do so, they come into your head and they steal your ideas and sell it in an open market, like they've done to myself. I'm pretty sure a lot of you who had the same thing, their invention and intellectual property has been stolen from. So what I'm trying to tell you is, do not keep this system funded. Do not fund the system. Get your mindset thinking about other ideas, thinking about normal, jobs that someone can go actually perform. You can get a regular job without being that innovative and giving the system your ideas and your invention to harass you and target you and keep the system running. This system is very expensive to run, as you know, and the government cannot justify all this money being thrown at it. They have to generate money somehow. They generate money from spying on you. They generate money from stealing your ideas and inventions, and they generate money of any creative thoughts that comes through your mind. And if you see a commercial that's similar to something you've thought about, or a song, or a storyline, or whatnot, and it sounds similar to something you thought about before, it's your idea. It was taken from you, and it was sold. And these people, what they do is they pick star children or star adults, and pretty much they go in a black market. And basically, you know what they do to children who are sold through black market, you know, that's what they're doing to you. Pretty much, these wealthy people who are running this program, basically buying star children, and they take ownership to your mind. They take ownership to anything, your entire being. They want to enslave you, and because they put all this money and energy behind it, and they feel they have the right to your intellectual property to take from you, and without giving you anything in return, you know. And when artists, creative beings are create together, it's give and take. You know, I give you something, you give me something in return, and that's how it always has been. But for being a target individuals, that has never been the same. It's not the same thing. It's actually quite the opposite. It's basically the old times where Nimrod, he says, the slaves are mine. When, you know, Moses told him, you know, to let the poor people go, and he says, the slaves are mine. And pretty much this is where you are. You are enslaved. And so the only advice I can tell you, do not give them your creative idea, your invention, and because when you do, and you're going to be in this program longer. And also try to keep in mind that even though you try to control when when you awake, when you're awake and you think you're not thinking about creative ideas, when you go to sleep, make sure you have prayers that protect your mind during your sleep, either or lucid dreaming music or something like that on all the time. You know, buy a small mini speaker, put it underneath your bed, and run this lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is it keeps you in control about how your dream unfolds, and you're in control in your dream. So because when you're awake, and if they knew that they cannot get any creative idea from you, they're going to come to you when you sleep and try again. So make sure do not give them any creative idea or invention when you sleep. Protect yourself from this vicious circle, the predatorial hyenas that actually circling around you when you go to bed, when you are actually at your weakest point. When your body is at rest and you're sleeping, you are at your weakest point, where demonic entities can inhabit you, and they can actually come into your body and create a terror, and they can take over your mind, they can take over your body, and they can manipulate you anyway. This is what they do. They use, demonic entities to come into your body and manipulate you when you sleep. So you're giving up all this invention and creative ideas. You're writing songs, lyrics, and movies and books and stuff when you sleep, because this is what they're doing. So I've decided to speak against the oppressor who have been oppressing me for 4 years. And every time they lie, they say that we're going to let you go, we're going to leave you alone or whatnot, and they never do. Because they acted like I have to keep my mouth shut in order for me to be taken out of this program. That's a lie. They don't want you out of this program. So I've decided to document and put videos like this and others to let people know the tremendous pain and suffering and oppression that I have suffered, and me and others, who can attest to that. I wanted the world to understand the impact, terror, trauma that when people go through wars, trauma stays for years. The Native Indians could vouch for that, and people who are coming from war-broken countries like Syria, children waking up in terror. A child or a baby could feel emotions. They could feel the pain and agony of a child, of a parent. So if you're holding a 2 months old baby and you're going through a war zone, the baby could actually feel your impulse. They can feel your fear. They can feel your terror, and that actually stays with the child, and because that experience is actually is collected in your narrow mind, and it's actually it's actually impacts the way you've developed mentally. And since I've been suffering and through this terror and demonic entities attack, radiation attack, sonic weapons, radiation, all those weapons they've used, I used to, I'm still do sometimes. I wake up in terror. I feel like someone is attacking me. When I wake up in the middle of the room, I look around. I'm always fidgety. I'm always on my guard, trying to defend myself. I'm constantly, I've never used to go and check on the door that I locked 5 minutes ago 5 times before I go to bed. That's something I've never done until I got attacked. I'm always making sure that all the doors and windows are locked, and all those, there's no room for someone to get in. Not just out of fear for my life, but no, I don't want to leave a room for someone who are uninvited to come into my house. And I feel like I will defend myself if I had to. If I see someone in my house that is uninvited, I would probably cause harm to that person. And at this point, I just wanted to deliver this message for those who care about our mental state, like other target individuals who actually reached out and showed that they really care, and they heard what I have to say, and they were with me in a queue. And I've promised before I'm not going to talk about my previous universities that I went to that had caused me this pain and agony. But since the attack on my life last night and early this morning, I feel obligated to mention or give clues to those universities. One of the university that I went to in social work in Calgary, Alberta, it starts with an M and ends with a U. The only university is in Calgary with those letters. There's 3 letters to that university. I'm only mentioning the first one and the last. You figure out the middle one, but it's in Calgary, and it's over 100-year-old. They're the one who are responsible for what's happening to me currently. And the last university I want to mention that the people who owned a digital library in that university, they're the one who was causing me all of this pain. This university is named after the city of Calgary, Alberta. So if you were to Google, the university named after the city of Calgary, it will come up. Probably the second line on Google. So, and the people who are responsible for my pain and agony are the one who own the digital library from that university. They're the one who put me in this program. So I want to say my piece, and I want to document this should anything happen. Thank you for listening. Take care.